I recently came across this article titled "Gen Z and Millennials Feel They'll Never Be Able to Afford What They Want in Life." A survey completed stated that 61% of Millennial and Gen Z reported a lack of confidence about affording their dream future. So today we're diving into a topic which might hit a little bit close to home for some. I'm going to discuss 5 bad habits which keep us from building that dream life and keep us in the cycle of financial struggle. With each bad habit, I'll be covering different ways that you can overcome these hurdles by providing actionable strategies that you can apply to your life, which will help you on your way to building true wealth. Okay, so the first bad habit is paying yourself last. Many people, and even myself up until a few years ago, live in this weird cycle whereby our paycheck comes in, we then pay for our mortgage, rent, utility bills, car payments, that sort of thing. We then use the excess money for our other items such as our wants and needs, so this could be eating out, socialising, buying clothes, that sort of thing. If I had anything left over, I'd then put that into my savings or investing. So it was somewhat of an afterthought. The downside of doing this is that there's no consistency and there's never a strict plan for saving or investing. Some months you might put some money away, some months you might not, some months you might put more away than others, but there's zero consistency. This is what we call paying yourself last. In the famous book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki talks about paying yourself first. And he's referring to the concept of prioritising saving and investing before paying your bills and expenses. This could involve putting money aside into a savings account, investment portfolio, or even a retirement fund. The idea is to make saving and investing a non-negotiable part of your financial routine. He emphasises the importance of developing a mindset which triggers you to develop long-term wealth rather than short-term consumption. Now personally, I think that's a little bit too much. Setting money aside for investing or saving before bills such as your rent and basically a roof over your head could expose you to some unnecessary stress. What I do instead is pay into my savings and investing on the same day that all my bills come out, which is the first of every month. Setting it up this way makes it feel like investing is just another bill, and over time you don't really think of it too much. The other great thing with doing this on the first of every month is it gives you a clear allowance of how much disposable income you've got for that month. This creates a really healthy habit. This is something I've practiced for many years now, and after a few months of doing so, it barely feels like you're having to reduce your enjoyment or spends in other areas. This is the very basics when it comes to budgeting and being accountable. For me, if you can't hack this level of commitment over the long term, it really hinders your chances of building real wealth. Okay, so bad habit number 2 comes in the form of lifestyle creep. This poor habit is a big one, so make some notes. If you're anything like me, then your first job out of high school or college wasn't exactly lucrative. Like many people, I entered the workforce earning well below the average salary. And so you should. You're inexperienced and therefore can't demand a higher salary yet. The good news that over time, most of us see our salaries gradually increase, which can open up a whole new world of opportunities. Unfortunately, often it feels like those extra pay increases disappear as quick as they came in. We struggle to save money and wonder where all that extra cash went. Well, the answer to that is lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep, also known as lifestyle inflation, is the gradual increase in your discretionary spending as your income rises. Now, some lifestyle creep is intentional. As we earn more, naturally we'd like our standard of living to increase as well. This could be shopping for more expensive items more regularly. I've been guilty of this, and my personal lifestyle creep peaked when I purchased quite an expensive new car on PCP. Something which in hindsight wasn't the most sensible of financial decisions. Large purchases aside, plenty of lifestyle creep also happens without us even realising it. We simply have additional money in our bank account, so we spend it. Now, some examples of items to avoid upgrading could be like your car unnecessarily, like I did. Or even making sure you get the latest iPhone every year when it comes out, despite you knowing the features have barely changed. I'd urge you to have a little dive into your bank statements. I think you'd be surprised at how many of these microtransactions are going on in the background, including direct debits for various services you may have even forgotten about. A key way to avoid lifestyle creep, again, is budgeting effectively. A simple strategy is to use the 50-30-20 rule. A 50-30-20 budget divides your monthly income after tax into 3 clear areas. 50% of your income is used for your needs. This covers costs such as mortgage or rent, groceries, utility bills, and other items such as insurance or commuting and transport costs. The next category is 30%. Now 30% is spent on our wants. So this could be going out to restaurants, subscriptions, days out, holidays, etc. The final 20% should be going towards your saving or investing. Pretty self-explanatory, but these could be saving a rainy day fund, saving towards a new home, or simply investing in the stock market. The key here is to stick to these percentages even when you get a pay increase. As your salary increases over time, so is the amount you're allocating to saving or investing. One easy way of doing this is setting up automatic savings. Many banks now offer this automatic savings/splitting service where you can set parameters of your money allocation and the bank will ensure this is split into these pots, keeping you accountable for your spends and financial goals. Bad habit number 3 comes in the form of your credit score. Now this might be something your parents or grandparents always banged on about, but this one's really important. Long story short, the better your credit score, the more money you save in the long run. Borrowers with a better credit score generally have access to lower interest rates available on mortgages, car finance, and even personal loans. A lower rate on any of these items can translate to massive savings over the long run. I think this part is best being visualised, so I've provided an example for you. Let's take person A. Person A is looking to buy a house worth £500,000 with a deposit of 10%. So their mortgage loan amount is £450,000. Person A has a great credit score, so we're able to achieve a 4% mortgage rate on a 30-year mortgage term. Over the term of these 30 years, the total cost of this mortgage will be a little bit over £773,000. Now enters person B. Person B would also like to purchase the same house with the exact same deposit. However, person B has missed a few payments on their phone contract and live a life where they're always close to their banking credit limit. As such, this person is deemed as more of a risk and therefore has a lower credit score. Due to this, the bank can offer them a mortgage rate of 6%. Over the same 30 years, due to this slightly higher mortgage rate, this mortgage will now cost person B a little bit over £970,000 over the 30-year term. That's a massive difference of £197,000. And all for borrowing the exact same amount. There's a few simple ways you can improve your credit score. Number 1 is prove where you live. Here in the UK, if you register yourself on the electoral roll, this can have a positive effect on your credit score. Secondly, making regular payments on time. This could be as simple as paying your phone bill or gym membership on time every month without missing any payments. This shows lenders that you're a reliable borrower and capable of handling credit. Number 3 is keep your credit utilisation low. If you have a credit card with a limit of £4,000, try and keep this utilisation low. The general rule of thumb is to try and keep this below 25%, so in this case, keep it below £1,000. Number 4 is tread carefully when asking for new credit. Whenever you apply for a new credit or credit card, you'll often find your target company runs what's called a hard credit check on you. This scrutinises your credit history for clues about your money habits. However, asking for a new card or loan also shows that you need to borrow and can negatively affect your credit score. Okay, so bad habit number 4 is lack of upskilling. As world famous Warren Buffett once said, the most important investment you can make is within yourself. Financial literacy is not something we're born with. It's something we learn over time, and many of us never even get there. This is a problem because a lot of people aren't equipped to manage their money wisely or plan for their future effectively. Therefore, it's important to continuously read, develop your mind and expand your views. Just like the phrase, you are what you eat. The content that you consume and the knowledge you feed yourself shape your decisions and becomes part of your identity. You should actively seek out ways to grow your knowledge about money and manage your finances. If you're watching this, then I guess you're already making a dent in that goal. The key here is to start early because knowledge compounds. Aim to become 1% better every day. The earlier you grow your knowledge, the better the compounding effect you will get. In the long run, just small amounts of financial knowledge could save you thousands, if not tens of thousands, when it comes to borrowing money, like a mortgage or a car. I think the previous point about the credit score feeds into this point really well. Having learnt about credit score and how much that could impact you, you're potentially saving lots of money in the long run. Okay, so bad habit number 5 is a lack of reason or goals. Okay, so this is a personal one, but I really believe it's so important to make this a key focus. Underlying everything we do, there's a fundamental goal that we're trying to fulfill. As with anything in life, if you don't have a strong enough goal or reason why, it makes the whole process about putting steps in place really hard. Now these could be really basic goals such as I'd like to own a house in 3 years, or I'd like to go to this dream vacation spot. All these feed into the why, and it's really important to keep sight of these. These goals act as a roadmap for your financial journey. They help you identify where you want to go and how you plan to get there. Without clear goals in mind, it's easy to drift aimlessly and make decisions that aren't aligned with your aspirations. Without a goal and steps in place, these goals are simply dreams, and they'll stay that way. For most people, I'd ask yourself, what does being financially free mean to me? Why is achieving that said goal so important to me? Your purpose generally lies between these answers. This is what you need to keep in the forefront of your mind when making decisions around spending. I like to always think, does this purchase or financial decision help me or detract me from the bigger picture or bigger goal? So there we have it, 5 bad habits covered, and I think it's essential to know at this point it's not an overnight success. This is something that's going to take time, and it's more of a long-term journey. Wealth isn't all about the money in your bank account, it's the mindset and habits that pave a way for financial success. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's given you some food for thought. As ever, I'd welcome any feedback or comments in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the growth in these early stages. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.